is currently spring, and I've also just had a recent birthday, so we all know what that means. It is time for another hair transformation. I've had my current hair color for, I want to say, about 2 years now. I've been doing this like ginger or like copper hair with the bleached money pieces, and I really like it. I do think it suits me, but on the other hand, my natural color is like a dark and very cool blonde, and so when my roots come in, it's quite jarring, I think, with this hair color. Like, you can really tell like it just doesn't go with the warm tones. And also recently I've been seeing that TikTok trend where girls have been like, I am the moon, I am the sun, and I feel like this hair color is really giving sun, which is very cheerful and warm and fun, but like in reality, I'm definitely more of a night owl. I'm into witchy shit, and I feel like witchy shit goes with moon energy. So I want to channel my inner moon, and I've been getting more into witchcraft lately, and for some reason I'm feeling like platinum, like bleach blonde, would suit that vibe better. So that's what we're trying to achieve with today's hair transformation, and it's gonna be pretty tough. There is a plan A and there's a plan B. The plan A is to try to get my full head to just like bleached blonde, but the problem is at one point I put red here. So there's like red here, and then the rest is just the copper color. As you can tell from these bleached pieces in the front here, the red does not bleach out as easily as the orange. So that red has actually stained my hair a bit here. I'm anticipating that to get my full head to bleach blonde, like the orange bits are gonna need like 2 bleaches, the red is gonna need 3 bleaches, and the roots are only gonna need about 1 bleach because my natural color bleaches to like almost white really, really easily, at least in my past experience, I don't know. So that's the plan A, is to try to get an even color throughout and try to get rid of some of that banding here from the red that was in my hair. If I cannot get rid of the banding, if it is still stained pink, then plan B is to go full pink for my full head, like a cute little pastel pink. I have some pink hair dye, and we're just gonna try that out and hope that I don't know, eventually by putting different colors in it, it'll just like even out. I also have a ton of like, what is it, like blue or purple like mask, like anti-yellow tones mask, so I'm hoping that will help, but I don't know. The red tones are stubborn anyways. But so that's the plan. Today we are gonna try to become the moon and go platinum blonde and channel some of that witchy vibe. I am concerned about the textural damage. My hair is going to be very knotted and very dry, I think, and I'm gonna have to be really disciplined about like oiling my hair and stuff because the bleach, ouch. But wish me luck. I think it's gonna look very mystical and ethereal and cool, but that's if it all goes according to plan. Red tones, red and orange tones are stubborn. Like you can see, these bleached bits in the front have been bleached several times, but they're like yellow, not platinum, they're yellow. So we've got our work cut out for us today. Alrighty, let's meet our weapons of choice for today's transformation. First, I'm starting off with the Schwarzkopf Live. This is their Intensive Bleach Max Blonde 00B. It says it can achieve up to 9 levels of lightening. This is what I used the last time that I did my money pieces. I don't know how good it is. It's just, you know, it does something. But anyway, I'm gonna do the first layer with that. Applying it first to the red bits, because that's the order it needs to go on, right? Like the red needs the most time, followed by the orange bits, and then last is the roots and like this part, which has been bleached already. But I mean, this also still needs another layer of bleach on where the red was before. But anyway, for the next bleaches, because I'm quite sure this will not be a 1 bleach job, we are gonna go in with the Sias Metallic collection. This is 1253 Platinum Pearl, which I'm pretty sure is also just straight bleach with like some gray toned pigments mixed in there. This is, you know, some pretty intense advertising. We're gonna have to see. I'm scared. Here we are. Hair tools. I'm gonna brush my hair, mix my dye, and then get into it. Oh, remove my jewelry first too. I don't always remove it, but especially when working with bleach, I think it's a good idea. You never know what weird stuff it's gonna do. I mean, it's silver and gold. I tend not to think that those can be affected by bleach, but rather be on the safe side. Had these earrings since I was 3 years old, so I'm gonna try not to ruin them with bleach at the ripe old age of 27. Last time I cut the bleach packet wrong. You're supposed to cut like the corner, not the whole way across, so that the bleach dust doesn't go flying everywhere. We live and we learn. I never ended up posting my last hair transformation because it ended up just too long. Okay, I'm already dropping bleach dust where I'm not supposed to. Why is this so hard to pour? And next we add the bleachy cream, which is blue. I might end up dyeing my hair blue again. I haven't had blue hair in like 7 years. Lately, I became acutely aware that my life seems to move in like 7 to 8 year cycles. Some people say that's got to do with like Saturn Return and like other spiritual aspects, but I have definitely noticed it. And right now we are coming towards the end of another 7 or 8 year cycle, and it seems like a lot of elements are gathering recently to push me towards radical life change, and I might just take up the universe on that offer. I'm using my own gloves because they're a little bit more sturdy than the ones that come with the kit. All right, let's get started. It's usually right about now that I'll start noticing stuff that I need that I don't have. Like a mixing bowl for the bleach would actually be super convenient right now, but we don't have that. Okay, so remember we said red first. Dear Lord, how is this already burning my eyes so bad? Oh my God, Jesus. Whoa. Oh God, this bleach is gonna make me see God. Even like my skin's already reacting to it. This is wild. Like my eyes too, they're already like swelling. Whew, that's crazy. That's some crazy shit. My allergies have been really acting up lately, so maybe it's just like I'm becoming hypersensitive to everything that I can be sensitive to, including bleach. Fun times, fun times. Will Hexa still have hair at the end of this week? Who knows? Not me. See, we're like just doing where the red is. So far, no dice. Like I'm not seeing much happening. And like with bleach, depending on the layer, depending on the color you're applying it to, usually you can, sometimes you can see a difference like immediately. Like as soon as the bleach touches your hair, you can start seeing it fading that color out. But right now, I'm not seeing any difference yet. I mean, it can't go too wrong with like cross-contamination or whatever because we are ultimately applying the same color to everything, but still want to try to like keep a little bit of a semblance of order and get things to lift to the same level. I think my semblance of order has been demolished. I think we've lost the semblance of order. We've reached chaos territory. Okay, so from this point forth, I'm going to start working it through the whole of the hair, except for the roots. Working with bleach is so different from working with hair dye, I find. It's like, it doesn't work into the hair as much. I always feel like I need more bleach than hair dye. So that's another concern, is I feel like I probably don't have enough of this first kind of bleach and I don't want to be mixing like 2 different brands. I'll use this one until it runs out and then wait, wash it out. Mocha! I'll use this one until it runs out and then I'll wait, wash it out, and then go in with the next kind. Okay, time to rinse soon. I'm anticipating some very patchy results because I don't think one box was like really enough to get a good coverage on everything, and you can see it still looks quite orange over here. I did notice, because I did apply some of it to the ends of like the bleached bits in the front, and I did notice those were lightening up quite a bit, but I think the rest of the hair still has a long way to go. Okay, time for our first hair update after our first bleach. I mean, it's visibly lighter, which is good. It's definitely doing something. So I think we will be able to get all of it to like this color that this front piece is if we bleach it enough times. It is predictably patchy. I think the back is like a lot darker because I didn't get as much product onto the back of it. The texture is okay. It doesn't feel too like crazy dry or damaged yet. And most excitingly, I do feel like we have significantly reduced the banding from the pink over here on these bleached money pieces. So that gives me hope that we could potentially get rid of it completely. I'll have to wait and see how the next bleach goes. I'll do one more bleach today and then I think I'll give it a break. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling, but I probably don't want to bleach it more than twice in one day just because that can start causing a lot of damage and it's good to give the hair some time to recover. But at the same time, I am pretty anxious to get to my final result, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, things are happening, definitely. I think I'm not sure how it's showing up on camera, but I can tell it's definitely like 2 or 3 shades lighter than it was. Alrighty, time for round 2 of bleaching. We are using size 1253 Platinum Pearl, and I'm gonna mix 2 boxes right from the get-go because I think we'll need at least 2 to actually saturate my hair enough to get a good, even result. I don't know, it would be nice if this pans out on the second bleach, but it's unlikely. I was just led into a dog-related distraction and I cannot remember for the life of me what I was saying. Yes, I can. I remember now. I was gonna say, this money peach? What's happening? This money piece was once like dyed to the same shade as the rest of my hair. It's obviously been like bleached several more times than anything else in my hair, but it was once copper and has ended up to like a very, very, I would say white blonde. Like it really only needs color correcting. What is the term? Toning to get it to like a nice white blonde. So that color is achievable, but it does take several rounds of bleaching. Okay, let's mix our color and see how this goes. Intense Plex Deep Conditioner and then Color Cream. This is a little concerning because this does not have a bleach packet, which might mean it might not be strong enough to overpower the yellow tones. We'll have to see. I mean, according to the box, it does look like it lightens the hair quite a lot. So let's hope. Let's just hope. What's this look like? It's white. The Color Cream is white. Sometimes it changes color once it's like in the tube. Like once it makes contact with whatever is in the bottle, they start like reacting and you start to see what color the cream actually is, but hard to say. This might not be the right kind of hair color to lighten my hair with. I don't know. But I will be putting this on my roots this time because I feel like we might be close. I turned off the light that's to the side here because it's a yellow light and I feel like it makes it harder to see the colors, but I don't know. Time to shake this up. The Color Cream still has no color in the tube, it just looks white. How long do I need to leave it on my hair? 30 minutes. Oh, this is 12:53, and for that one they recommend 45 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna leave it on for 45 minutes after it's applied. Wish me luck. Actually, never mind, I'm gonna turn on the other light. I will do my roots, but I'll do them towards the end because I still think they will lift faster. Starting off, bottle number 1. Let's just apply with fingers or hands as much as possible because I think it's actually quite hard to control the brush. Yeah, see, this is a lot smoother, whereas the bleach is kind of grainy, you know? So this is more of a dye than a bleach, which could prove to be an issue because I don't know how well it will lighten, but we're giving it a chance. It's still burning my eyes like a mother, so gotta have some hardcore ingredients in there. I should open a window. Who knows how this will go? Not me. I hope it goes well though. because otherwise I'll come out of this looking really stupid and have to spend more money that I can't afford on hair dye. Getting the back of the head is always the hardest part. I'm liking how saturated it feels, but again, I'm like a little doubtful of its lightening properties since it feels like it may not necessarily contain any actual bleach. That made a very rude noise. I think I'll start applying to the roots soon. That's our first tube or first bottle done. And now we'll go in with the second bottle. Hopefully won't need a third. I really thought it was bleach, but again, no bleach packet, so might just be bottle blonde, which I don't know what the difference is. I always assume bottle blonde must contain bleach because otherwise, like, how does it lighten your hair? But I don't know. I'm not an expert, clearly. I think with this one, my goal is just to get my full head saturated pretty well and hope that it lightens up the color. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll get more actual bleach, or we'll find a pretty color that we can put on top of whatever color this achieves. Okay, time to do the roots, I think. I really hope I don't end up having to do the ye old walk of shame to the beauty supply store with crazy looking hair, buying crap tons of whatever I need to fix it, you know? Like showing up at Budni or Rossmann with like a hat and aura of regret. Clearly we have given up on order and also given up on trying not to apply this stuff directly to my scalp. We're just having at it. Temples are important, and behind the ears is important and very easy to miss. And back of the head in general. Important but easy to miss. I think I'm out of color. Oops. That's not good. Am I really gonna mix a third box? I mean, I did say my goal was to get this saturated, and it's pretty saturated, but it's not like really saturated. And I feel like, especially since this is not actually bleach, it might need really saturated to accomplish my desired result. So I'm gonna rinse my gloves off and mix the third box. My scalp is burning like a motherfucker. Ouch, 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 this hurts like a bitch. Ouch, 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 my scalp is starting to itch. Good thing I'm surrounded by sharp objects that I can scratch my scalp with. I don't like how broken arm people scratch under their casts with knitting needles. That's me. It's okay, folks, it didn't go in my eye. That's all that matters. Third bottle of, what was it, 1253? Yes. Shake. Shake, 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 call in all the snakes. Is that actually the song lyric that I'm remembering, or am I delulu? I don't feel like my roots are lifting to bleach blonde, but I feel like they're lifting to like a really nice color that might actually fade in gracefully to my natural shade. So I don't know, might be looking good. I don't know. I don't know, I think it's going a little bit too golden to be, to fade in nicely with my natural color. Who knows, who knows? We still have the reddish orangey, the reddish orangey shades to get rid of from the rest of my hair. That's like the main concern right now. So I still have 3 more bottles of a similar shade to this in the basement actually. It's a little bit more gray tinted, but it may also lighten the hair slightly, and maybe the gray helps cancel out the yellow tones. So that could be a plan A plus before we move on to the plan B of dyeing my hair pink. I grew up in China, and in China a lot of people, and in Korea as well, and in Japan as well, a lot of people for, you know, unfortunate cultural reasons kind of fall prey to a very Eurocentric beauty standard, and part of that is that a lot of people want blonde hair, and there's a little bit of a vibe in China and in East Asia in general of people going to the hairdresser asking for blonde hair, and hairdressers not necessarily being honest with them about the fact that getting blonde hair from naturally black hair is very, very difficult, if not impossible. So a lot of people in China who want blonde hair end up with this kind of like weird looking orange or like very, very warm yellow sort of hair color. And not gonna lie, my hair is giving that same vibe right now. But who knows, like if it gets light enough, then toner and like purple shampoo could actually make a big difference. We'll have to see. I haven't been blonde in a long time. Like I haven't been fully like light bleach blonde in a very long time. I'm actually kind of excited. I think it might look good. And also I have like relatively short hair right now compared to what it was before I cut it in October. And I have now used 3 bottles of hair dye on my relatively short hair, which is as much as I used to use on my hair that is double this length. So also, I think we have very well achieved the goal of saturated hair color. So can't complain. My scalp, probably fried. But, and you know, possibly also my hair fried, could be. But at least not patchy. Okay, so it said 45 minutes. I think we're good. Back of my neck is probably covered in hair dye. Oh, let's just add a little bit more around behind my ears because I might have, I don't know if I missed that, but just double check, make sure that it's properly applied because that's a bit of a problem area. And also a little more around the temples. It looks like might be a good idea. I'm seeing some pink, some residual signs of that red pink banding. So probably not gonna be completely out, but I don't know, I'm satisfied, I think. I think we're gonna get a decent result. This is stuck on real good to my scalp right now. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go wrap my head in cling film now, and we'll be back after I wash this out. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, round 2 is done. I am not looking like a moon witch yet. Maybe like a swamp witch or an air of regret witch. It's looking like reasonably even. There is still some banding from the pink, but definitely I think I had more luck with like an actual bleach. I mean, you saw how dark my natural color was, and it lightened it quite a bit to this like caramelly blonde sort of color, but yeah, it's not there yet. It's still very yellow, and as you can see, it can go lighter. Like this is the color I'm aiming for my whole head. I want my whole head to be the color of like the bottom of this money piece in the front. Gonna be hard to say if I can actually manage to like even it out enough now, but like right now even the plan B would not work because you cannot put pink on top of this color. You'll get orange, and I don't want orange. We were trying to get away from the orange. So I'm gonna take a field trip now to the beauty supply store and buy more bleach, which I really wanted to avoid, but it's looking like I gots to, baby. It doesn't look bad. It looks a little ditzy, like it's a little bit of a bimbo blonde, but like it's not bad. It's quite even. It's reasonably even, which is actually a really good sign. And again, the texture is kind of okay. I don't know, I might just be fooling myself. Oh, there is some really crazy banding here. I don't know what happened, but this does not look good. On this side, it's not as bad. but here it's like, it really looks just like a straight line. Okay, the sun keeps coming in and out. I think I'm gonna go buy some bleach now. Wish me luck. It is time to bleach my hair again for the third time in one day, which I'm pretty sure any hairdresser will tell you you are not supposed to do, but the longer I look at this yellow color, the more I hate it, so I just cannot leave it like this. Our third weapon of choice is L'Oréal Paris Préférence Le Blonding Ultra Platinum. I have 3 boxes. I hope I will not use all 3 of them because I would like to have some spare in case I need another go, but it all depends on the texture. In case you're not keeping track, that is now also 3 different brands of hair dye that we've used, or bleach rather. We started with Schwarzkopf, then we did Sayas, and now we're doing L'Oreal, which is another thing that you're not supposed to do, is mixing different brands of hair dye and bleach. But you know, at this point, we've gotten this far. And as you'll see, my hair is capable of being the color that I want it to be because it has reached that color on the very ends of this little money piece. And as you can see, that's like a pretty significant difference actually to the rest of the hair. Most of the hair is already like a pretty light shade. I think it's like a level like 8 or 9 is what this would be referred to as, but I need to get it to like a 10 or 11. And yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell that one of these is not like the others. But we'll see if L'Oréal Paris Préférence can change that. So we're gonna mix 2 bottles of this. Should I do 2 or just 1? No, I think I'm gonna need 2. So like, why even try to kid myself, you know? We're gonna do 2 bottles of this, mix it up, and get ready. This is reinforcing conditioner. We're gonna probably need to bathe our entire head in that for the foreseeable future. Powder and color, the developer cream and what is this? Lightening cream, I don't know. Okay, we'll mix it and then we'll get started. Interestingly, the instructions for this one are slightly different. So they want you to pour in the powder and then mix, and then add the cream and then mix again. With the last one, you just had to put the powder and the cream in at the same time. This L'Oréal Préférence was a bit of a more expensive option. I mean, not by much, it's still drugstore, but it was like 9 euros per bottle rather than like 6 euros per bottle. Maybe it's just marketing and I stupidly was like, oh, it's more expensive. Maybe it will not fry my hair, or maybe it will actually give me the desired result. Who knows? Maybe that was stupid, but we'll see. Mix, 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 mix. And now the cream, which is not blue, but yellow. That's weird. Hopefully that doesn't mean that my hair is gonna be yellow still, because that would really piss me off. If this doesn't work, I'm probably gonna dye my hair blue or purple, which would be, you know, big life change, to be honest. I'd be my teenage self again. Literally, I haven't had blue hair since I was a teenager. Yeah, because I took the blue out completely for like my 20th birthday, basically. I really thought I had left blue behind in my teens, but who knows? I mean, I love having blue hair. It just wasn't me anymore, but who knows? Who knows who this new Hexa will be moving forward at the age of 27, you know? 27 is like Saturn Return age. It's when everything is like changing, like it's a new season of life, and like either you're gonna come out victorious or end up part of the 27 club. That's like the gist. And me, personally, not ready to die. So, you know, let's hope this pans out. Cute little fun fact about bleach, it likes to explode. So if you have any unfinished bleach that you don't use up completely, do not screw the bottle closed again. Okay, leave it open, because otherwise the gases build up it will blow up in your face or all over your room. Because health. We have done now 3 rounds in one day of putting stuff on my head that casually likes to explode sometimes. And yet we wonder why I am the way I am. Probably a mutant by now. And look, it immediately wants to explode, like it's already like pushing. Look, I'm not doing anything, it's just coming out by itself. This one has leaked that much, and that's just from like the built up pressure of gases between the mixing and the removing the cap. I'm gonna open the window because I did not have the window open enough earlier, and I really thought I was gonna pass out. This time around, I'm gonna try to be slightly more organized and at least separate my hair. Okay, we don't need to be all perfectly measured with it. Let's just put the top half up into a little bun at the top of my head. How's the back looking? We don't know. It's, you know, just existing, I guess. Okay, gloves, and then we're getting started. The texture of this seems a little bit more pleasant to work with than the first one that had the bleach powder. It's white instead of blue, which is a little disconcerting. Probably the least disconcerting thing about today. Still burning my eyes. Kind of given up on the idea of doing the roots last. Anyways, right now the roots are darker than the lengths, so they needed more exposure as it is, and I am happy to oblige because it makes the application easier anyways. And I'm starting with the back because I actually do feel like the back was darker than the front because I neglected it with the previous bleaches, so hopefully this should help even the score. Although I highly doubt that I'll be able to get my whole head the same light bleached blonde as those 2 little perfect money pieces at the front, because those have been bleached a bunch of times. Every time that I've dyed my hair, I've bleached those money pieces as well. So those are just like really far ahead on the game. Another thing you're not supposed to do is rub bleach into your scalp like it's shampoo. Like, you are really not supposed to do that, but it's kind of hard to reach everything without doing that when you can't see the back of your head. So probably my scalp is gonna be dead for a while. I'm probably gonna end up with a pixie cut after this. If there's anything you take away from this video, it's that red is a commitment, okay? If you are gonna dye your hair red or copper, be aware that it's not gonna be not red or copper again unless it's a pixie cut. Like, that is the most safest bet on how you're gonna have hair that is not red again after dyeing it red is if you cut it. Obviously, I'm trying to circumvent that, but it might come at the cost of my sanity, my health, and my scalp, and all of my hair. Yeah, for whatever reason, there's some really crazy banding happening around my temples, which I really need to fix, because that's actually a relatively high visibility part of your hairline. That's 1 bottle almost finished. And again, just really need to focus on trying to get rid of this banding at my temples. It's even worse on this side. That line, you see this line? That needs to not be there. I'm starting to get scared that my hair looks like it's melting. I don't know if it actually is, or if it actually looks that way. But my worst nightmares are starting to sneak up on me. My brain is running through worst case scenarios. Worst case scenario, I'm bald. This time tomorrow, I am on my way to a hairdresser to cut it all off because it is not salvageable. Yep, the back of my head is still totally dry, and I'm starting to run out of my second bottle soon. This stuff is really not good for the lungs. This is basically bathroom chemical warfare, you know? Oof! That actually splashed on my chin. Ugh, my hair on this side is becoming a tangled mess, and here it's still dry, so Time to concentrate our efforts on that side now. That's where the pink banding is, and I still see the pink banding. We might just end up blue or purple, but like a light purple, like a pastel purple, not dark purple, because the one time I had dark purple, it was the least me feeling hair color I ever had, and I really had like an existential crisis about it. It was really weird. I'm having an existential crisis now, to be fair, about this whatever this situation is. Hard to tell what the best course of action is here, to mix another bottle to make sure it's saturated or keep the one last bottle, because it'll help give us a chance to even out whatever patches this layer of bleach leaves behind. How likely am I to like only bleach part of my head though, really? I mean, that would be a very organized attempt and doesn't seem like something I'm capable of, really. On the other hand, I do feel like my head has drunk up close to the most bleach that it could drink up. I don't think I would go through a whole bottle. But some of it still looks dry, you know? Some of these strands still look dry. My mouth tastes like metal. Please, please, please let this be finally Draco Malfoy hair. That's the vibe. Draco Malfoy hair. I'll mix one more bottle. I don't know. Yes, I think I will. I'm just gonna go all in, try to saturate my whole head. I think it's getting to the desired color. I really do. I think the back is darker than the front though. And that's probably because I didn't bleach it properly, like at the same level in the beginning of the process. So I'm hoping, I don't know, I'm gonna try to just saturate it really, really well and hope that it evens out. Okay, we're onto our third and final bottle of bleach. And I'm just using that to try to really like well saturate the back of my head, which is currently darker than the top of my head. And also like the lengths and the ends, because I do feel like those were left a bit drier and less saturated than the rest. I do not know how hairdressers do this so well. Keep the hair so organized. I know they use combs and stuff and they brush it and they section it really, really well, but like it's so hard to section bleached hair because it's so dry and like stringy and goes all over the place, you know? Still seeing that little patch of pink. Again, my mouth tastes like metal. My bloodstream is probably like at least 25% chemicals right now. And breathing this stuff in does not get any easier with time. If this is still yellow, I'm gonna have a mental breakdown. I think doing this at all is already like constitutes a mental breakdown, but you know, we're gonna ignore that part. They put all these fancy words on this stuff, you know, anti-hair breakage technology, my ass. It's just, you know, say a prayer, throw a penny into a wishing well and hope for the best. Not trying to bleach my eyebrows or my eyeballs. There's a bit of banding on this bit. Why? It's supposed to work quickly. I've been applying this for like half an hour now. Probably should have been rinsing it off already, yet here I am. Okay, I'm gonna leave it on for 20 more minutes and then it's gotta go out. Alexa, set a timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
Still got some dry ends happening here. So worried about the lengths, I keep forgetting about the ends. Luckily, I think most of them are okay. Oh, 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 as far as I can see, you're the only one who can get to me. Like a hijacked plane or a runaway train, speeding bullet. There's no stopping this. Actually, a perfect description of the current situation. Hi.
Witch.
That's what I'm going for. Moon Witch. Moon Witch was the vibe we wanted, not straw.
Completely messed up albino. You should really do it blue. Oh, it's so nice. I can cut it short.
Now we'll be back to see our final result and whether or not I still have hair. Cool. I always thought skin bleaching was like some kind of bullshit myth, but I had a bit of bleach on my arm and like I literally can see a color difference. I don't know if you can with the camera, but this day. I gotta say the hangover after ruining your hair is the worst possible type of hangover, and I am no longer young enough to be able to pull off the after effects of this stupidity with grace, and in fact with anything other than shock, horror, and embarrassment. What the fuck have I done? I wanted Draco Malfoy. It is giving more escaped mental patient, which I might become after this experience. So anyway, don't do this at home. And I don't think my hair can take more bleaching or anything. So I'm gonna stick a crap ton of this in my hair now and hope for the best. How is this still so dark? Is what I don't understand. Look at, what the fuck? Why is the back of my head so much darker? Seriously, how? I should just go back to sleep and stay there. Okay, so I didn't film this part, which I kind of regret because it's deeply like bringing me to reminisce about the good old days of dyeing my hair blue, but I just put almost an entire tub of blue mask or purple mask in my hair. It says purple, but it looks quite blue, which now is bringing up concerns that the yellow in my hair plus the blue in this mask will make me look green. This is quickly turning into that episode of Anne with an E where she dyes her hair. On the other hand, the other possibility is this is supposed to be used, I think, in the shower on wet hair, and I don't know how strong the pigments in this are. It could actually make my hair blue, like a Manic Panic style mask. Or hair dye, actually. I don't know. I don't think anything could be worse than that yellow blonde, though, so... Moment of truth. Is it coming out, or has it stained my head? Oh, it looks like it's coming out. Floor looks great. I don't know, it's starting to look kind of like my grandma's hair, but I don't think it did enough in the back where it was still really orange. I think I'm about to be disappointed. Oder? It looks better. Still quite a lot of yellow, but better. Back, not so much. So-so. The top actually looks really good, but the top was never the problem. Hey, update. It is not blue, which is simultaneously a relief, but also kind of a disappointment because I think I could have rocked it. It is also still not platinum, but more platinum than it was. You can see it's very uneven. We've got a lot of different colors going on. At some point I did some like chunky highlights like a long time ago, and those are clearly toned to a different shade than the rest. I don't really mind that it's uneven. I almost feel like it makes it look a little bit more natural, if you could ever call it that. Still a lot of yellow, especially on like the bottom and in the back. Oh my goodness, like I don't know how it ended up this uneven in the back. I'm just gonna try not to think about it and hope that nobody's paying too much attention to the back of my head. But it looks better. Like, I'm not embarrassed to go out like this anymore. Part of me thinks I should bleach this again just to try to get the back of it even, but but the other part of me, the realistic part of me, is like, this is never going to be even, unless I pay a professional to do it, which would be very, very expensive, and I don't want to. So the plan B, what I think I'm gonna end up doing is I'm going to get like a very like pastel purple, lavender, lilac sort of semi-permanent dye, like Manic Panic or something like that, and apply it to the whole thing, and that will neutralize some of these yellow tones. Some of the, like, these bits that are already really, really bleached are gonna be straight up like purple, and the rest of it should hopefully just be a bit more neutral. And the door is ringing. Okay. I don't know. I'm second guessing myself. I bleached it 3 times yesterday, so I don't know. I don't think my hair can withstand much more. But again, the back is just so radically different than the rest of it. I don't know how this happened. You know, what is happening? I've been staring at this too long. Suffice it to say, it looks acceptable enough to go out in public, and that's what matters. And so I think I just need to chill for a bit. But we'll see, because I've been impulsive so far, and I might end up bleaching it again later today, because I have more dye. I have more platinum dye. And just hope my hair doesn't fall out. I don't know. I did not end up filming an outro for this video because the hair transformation did not end there, but the video was already getting way too long. So subscribe and stay tuned to find out where this whole hair transformation took me next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!